absolutely right. Walt Disney World, Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Wide world of sports. We're in the main gym tonight. It's the NBA playoffs on Spectrum Sportsnet, presented by State Farm. This evening, the purple and gold take on the Blazers in Game 2. And hello, everybody, and welcome again. A little bit of nervous time for Laker Nation because the number one seed in the West has gone down 0-1. And I'll tell you what, Stu, they've got to play offense. They've got to make shots. It's pretty obvious, and we'll get into that later on in detail, and then we'll see how things unfold. But LeBron, the other night, put up numbers we've never seen before.
Normally, you exaggerate a lot. You're not exaggerating at all in this one. First time in NBA history that a player has put up the numbers that he put up in Game 1. 20, 15, and 15. He had 23 points, 17 rebounds, and 16 assists. That is just remarkable. The only bad side of that is it came in a loss, and that's what LeBron will remind everybody else. Although he had big numbers, he needs some help, and he needs a lot of it. For example, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope didn't make a basket in 9 attempts. Danny Green went a long stretch before he's finally scratched from the field. JaVale McGee doesn't play a lot of minutes, 3 out of 5 from the field. He's going to have to be consistently around his numbers. But the main guy has to be Anthony Davis. Before the shutdown of the season, he averaged 27. He shot 51% from the field, 34% from three-point land. Since the restart, those numbers have fallen off drastically. He has to get back to those kind of numbers that he had prior to the stoppage for the Lakers to win.
It was the worst shooting night of the year for the Lakers as far as overall field goal percentage. And you hold Portland to 100 points, you got to win that game. They didn't quite do it. Now, Portland, on the other hand, they've been in playoff mode from game number 1. And as you're going to say right now, they got the best backcourt going right now, don't they?
Well, the backcourt that's in the playoffs, there's no question who's got the best backcourt, and that's the Blazers, led by that man, Dame Lillard. Unbelievable player with just sensational range. The guy is a threat when he steps on the court on either end. And then his running mate, C.J. McCollum, had 21 in Game 1, 3 out of 8 three-point land. Didn't have a spectacular game, but he's playing a little bit injured. But that backcourt has to be held in check.
Lakers trying to even things up in the best-of-7 first-round series here in the West. Let's go. We're back in a moment.
The injury report brought to you by Volkswagen. Similar to Game 1, the Blazers will be without Zach Collins. He's out with an ankle injury. Rajon Rondo will be inactive for the Lakers. Still building up to game shape. Dame time, 6 threes, 3 of them in the fourth quarter. He's going to be a handful. Everyone knows it. There he is warming up. James, I think what shocked both of us was the way the Lakers came out in Game 1. You expect them to be different in Game 2.
Yeah,
got to set the tone.
Lethargic is not part of your formula right now. I know you're in the bubble, you don't have your fans, but you got to knock lethargic out and bring in intensity right away. Shows, reds, zones, blitz, everything. Throw the kitchen sink at them. Shout out to the Sinkerator.
We'll be back here at halftime after the break. It's back to Bill and Stu for tip-off. It's Game 2. It's Lakers-Blazers, and it's next.
Down 1-0. It's time for the Lakers to try to turn things around. Let's take a look at the starting lineup. And it's brought to you by State Farm. LeBron, Anthony Davis, JaVale, Danny Green, KCP. That's who's rolling out there for the Lakers and for the Blazers. After that win by 7 the other night, Nurkic was so good early on. CJ, despite that broken back, was something special. And Carmelo Anthony was really flexing his muscles also. Let's get to the keys, brought to you by Lexus.
Well, the keys tonight are very simple, Bill. I couldn't have made it any more simple. Number 1, make open shots. That's number 1, number 1, number 1. That's the
or
only
number 1,
thing
2, and number 3.
No,
all
that's
of them.
just number 1. Come on.
Mike Trudell, why don't you expand on that? Make open shots, make contested shots, just make shots, period.
I just love what Stu did there. It genuinely made me laugh. Was not expecting that. That was fantastic, Stu. And if you really want to break things down and take a look at this, Second Spectrum keeps this stat for shooting luck. All right, this is essentially defined as the difference between the points that a team score and the points that you'd expect them to score, given the quality of shots they get, who's taking those shots, and the number of free throws. So last game was the worst since 2013-14 season. And that's whether it was a wide open three-point shot, a putback at the rim. The Lakers just missed from everywhere. Now, you're looking at Anthony Davis, and he said one thing that he did want to give Portland some credit. Hassan Whiteside, Yusuf Nurkic clogging things up in the paint, and they were able to do that in part because of all the missed threes, right? Those things kind of build upon each other, but still just unprecedented shooting luck in that instance. And look, Stu, your keys summarize that in a different way, in a much more concise way.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to stop them from being able to play their two bigs at the same time, make some open shots. They won't be able to do it.
The worst three shooting games of the year and the worst three-point shooting games of the year all have taken place in the bubble. It is time to turn that around tonight. First possession belongs to the Blazers. Rip City, Portland. They have won their last 5 out of 6. Here is C.J. McCollum. He wanders into the spin move on AD, and it's 2-0.
Nice change of direction. He stopped, held his pivot foot, let the defender go past him, spin around, and knock down a shot.
Stu, those numbers were otherworldly for LeBron, but does he have to score more tonight, do you think?
Not necessarily. What he needs is some support on the offensive end. He needs other people to make shots so that Portland can't go into that zone when they play their two bigs.
Dumps it into JaVale, and JaVale is there to turn and slam off the feed from LeBron.
Because he's always going to be looking for the you're welcomes. I mean, that's the way he's built. There's the prime example as JaVale gets to Fusa.
JaVale's plus minus wasn't good the other night, but he did play all right when he was in there in the first quarter. In fact, he had a couple of follow buckets. He does a lot of that dirty work underneath. Nurkic, almost all of his production was in the first half the other night. That's pretty good defense by the Lakers, but he scores anyway.
Yeah, you force him to miss the first one. You can't give him another opportunity. Got a defensive rebound.
LeBron into the front court. Oh, good pass to JaVale. The scoop, the score by McGee.
JaVale looked like a guard on that one. That was great body control and recognition.
You know, JaVale had 8 rebounds, 4 of them offensively in game number 1. And for JaVale, those 8 rebounds were the most in a playoff game for him since 2013. That's a good feed under to Green, who can't score, but AD follows it up with the slam.
Boy, you always have to have your head looking toward the basketball when LeBron has it. Danny Green got the pass, didn't convert it. AD cleaned it up.
Here's Wenyen Gabriel, who played pretty good defense the other night for Portland. He is in there for Zach Collins, who is going to miss the first 4 with that ankle injury. Of course, no Avery Bradley for the Lakers and no Trevor Ariza for Portland. They're out of the bubble. McCollum, mid-range jump shot. There's Gabriel working to get the rebound. McCollum from the outside. Good box out by Danny Green. And here come the Lakers up 6-4. Remember, they fell behind by 16 early the other night. Danny Green for 3. DG can't hit. Danny Green the other night had 10 points, but was 2 for 8 from downtown. Of course, KCP was 0 for 9. Oh, and LeBron gets caught backdoor, but no basket. Or are they counting it?
Calling a foul before he even got the ball. They said that LeBron held on to Carmelo as we pass into to Nurkic. And I'll tell you something, Nurkic is a very good, very good passer. Keeps his head up, looks at the whole floor.
Nurkic, who fractured his leg a couple of years ago, sat out, was basically a whole year. He was having a career year when he broke that leg. And boy, he is really tough underneath. Physical. There's Lillard. Knocks it down from 17, and we're knotted up at 6.
Boy, contested shots or not, it makes no difference as LeBron catches the pass, and before he puts the ball on the floor, move both feet. That's a traveling violation.
Yeah, that's called an unforced error. Lakers did win the turnover battle in game 1, 16-10. They definitely had the advantage in the paint, 50-28. But from the perimeter, it was all Portland. Steal, Green, and he fumbles it out of bounds. Danny Green ahead of the pack, had defenders coming on the wing, but again, that's 2 poor turnovers for the Lakers.
Well, Danny made a nice play to steal the ball, but then a really unfortunate mistake on the turnover.
Nurkic in Portland, they had 13 made threes, 38% clip. Here's a 3, Lillard short. That's going to be a team rebound going out of bounds.
Our Carl's Cam will show that pretty play by JaVale, looked like a guard, and then the play where Danny Green missed the easy one, but AD with the cleanup.
And if you're just joining us, Rondo unavailable tonight. Coach Vogel said, got to get his legs under him. LeBron, here he goes, all the way to the rim to score. LBJ's got a lay-in.
And that's what the LeBron does. He can turn corners, go to the rim, and really makes it easy for his opponents or for his teammates, because his opponents have to make sure they're aware of that.
Yeah, Stu, he had 16 paint points in game 1. Carmelo once, twice, third time is in. He just waited out the defense of McGee.
Yeah, 2 head fakes, and the second one, JaVale bid on.
KCP, high arc, and he's got it. So an 0 for 9 the other night, and he hits his first 3 attempt this evening.
That's a good sign if you're the Lakers. Hopefully it'll be more of that to come. Offensive foul on Gabriel.
Yeah, and speaking of fouls, Stu, the Lakers can't foul like they did the other night. I mean, they just gave way too many free throws.
Yeah, there were quite a few free throws, no question.
Yeah, both sides, actually.
Get another look at Carmelo with a couple of head fakes, and JaVale bid on the second one and gave up the easy hoop.
Nice to see KCP. He was, as mentioned, 0 for 9 and 0 for 5 from threes. Biggest offers of the season, both combined and from beyond the arc. Lob, JaVale, he can't control it, but gets it back. Out to Caldwell Pope. He's got 2 in a row. KCP. Yes, sir.
Well, KCP, nobody felt any worse than KCP after not being able to make a basket in game 1.
Lakers, boy, they really crunched in that time on Dame as he was going to the bucket. So Caldwell Pope, 2 from downtown.
Yeah, on the assist from JaVale after the miss. So KCP says, I'm coming out and I'm looking fired up.
He was a 39%er during the regular season. Little look away. Gabriel in the corner. Rebound to Danny Green. Lakers lead by 6. Very positive beginning for the purple and gold. They have started slowly throughout the entire bubble every half.
Foul charge number 35.
Well, Gabriel gets a foul off the ball against Anthony Davis, and Anthony limped all the way off the court, coming back now. So trying to beat him to a spot probably.
That's one thing AD did this year. When he got nicked up a little bit, he was right back in there for the most part. Played through a bunch of injuries. Lob to LeBron. LBJ, the alley-oop from AD.
Boy, and AD didn't. He didn't hide the fact that he was getting ready to throw a lob. When he first caught the ball, you could see him looking at LeBron, put the ball in a position where he could make this over-the-top pass, and LeBron says, okay, I'll throw it down for you. Throw it up and let LeBron throw it down. A nice 8-0 run forces the Blazers to take the timeout with the Lakers up by 8.
Back in Orlando, specifically Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Taco Bell take. We're going to go to Damian Lillard. We talked last game about how many he's made from 30-plus feet. This is just since the restart. He has 13. Logo Lillard, as he's being called. 72 in the regular season. And the most amazing thing, Stu, is the clip. 40% from 30
That is
feet
just
plus.
sick. 40% is just outrageous from that distance. So that's a total, counting the regular season. He's made 85 from 30-plus feet.
He shot better than any other Laker shooting threes from 30 feet. And we're talking about the Lakers from just the three-point line. Lakers have doubled him up 16-8. As we mentioned, great start. Now let's see if they can keep it up. Oh, AD gets beat by Nurkic underneath, and a foul, and a hard one on Hassan Whiteside.
Now they bring in their 2 bigs. They had a lot of success with that before. As the Lakers trying to make sure this time we get a look at LeBron stretching it out a little bit.
Oh, that was before the game. And this is on the other network, perhaps.
It's going to be important, though, for the Lakers to make shots now, because Portland's going to come back defensively in in what I call, well, they're an all-out zone, because they don't want their two bigs to have to chase another player around the perimeter. But if you're making shots, that forces them out of a zone.
Whiteside the other night had 5 blocks in the game, his 15th 5-block game of the season. AD's one-on-one on the left wing, trying to shake and bake on Nurkic. Instead, Danny Green, bullet underneath to JaVale. He throws it down with one hand.
One little up fake, and Whiteside was out of the picture.
That was a good bullet entry, too, by Danny Green. McCollum works baseline. Anthony, deep, knocked down, taken by AD. Lakers with a lot more focus and enthusiasm. Going downhill. Here comes LeBron. That gets blocked at the rim. Quickly into the front court. It's Carmelo. Thought about it. Now to McCollum. He'll step back. Wanted a 3. Didn't have it. They closed out. Now Anthony rolls out. Rebound to McGee. So Portland has started 4 for 12, and the Lakers throw it away.
That's good recovery defensively by the Blazers.
Up and under McGee to score and 1 for Damian Lillard.
A little sidestep by Damian, and he goes past JaVale, and then JaVale reaching from the backside, so to speak, and picks up the foul. So 3-point opportunity coming for Dame Lillard.
Again, Dame had a 61-point game in the bubble against Dallas.
Number 0, Kyle Kuzma. And number 4,
he was a plus 19 the other night. Hey, Mike, we're not used to these quick starts by the Lakers in the bubble.
You know, Frank Vogel said the main point of emphasis tonight was getting them going in terms of pace. He wanted them to start faster, thought that could kickstart the offense. So you've seen them just rushing up the court in transition and trying to get easy looks. It's certainly been working so far, Stu, but what have you thought of that adjustment?
Well, I think it's a good adjustment, and especially an adjustment that as soon as the Blazers come with their 2 bigs, the Lakers go with a small lineup, forcing them to have to move away from the paint a little bit.
Kuz and Caruso are in. That was Kuz's playoff debut the other night, of course. Caruso nearly stepped on the end line. Lakers missed the playoffs for 6 consecutive seasons. Danny Green, the floater, not there. Tipped up and in by Anthony Davis.
Both of Anthony Davis's baskets to start the game have been follow shots.
Got to be aggressive, both ends if you're AD. Remember against Portland, as a member of the Pelicans a couple of years ago, he was dominant. Averaged 33 points, 11 rebounds, and 3 blocks in that sweep. Step around the defender and nail the 3 as Lillard.
But he is just so good.
Yeah, he had 6 triples the other night. That's Kuz trying a tough shot, but of course, Danny takes it right away. So they'll get an extra opportunity in a full 24. DG for 3. Not going to get there. Weak side rebound to Hassan Whiteside.
Danny still looking to scratch from the field. He's made 2 good defensive plays.
McCollum one way, then the other. Going to be run down by Alex. Caruso didn't shoot well. Nobody really did. AD, count it! And the foul. And 1 3-point opportunity. Rim running Anthony Davis.
Good job of changing in by Anthony Davis. I don't know if they're going to count this basket or not.
I thought they did originally.
Because it's on the gather. It should be a continuation. So let's just work under the assumptions he's gathered it, the foul, and they're going to count this.
Yeah,
that is a continuation play. So Anthony Davis, all 3 of his baskets have been in the paint to start the game. 3 for 3 from the field, 3 rebounds and 2 assists.
And during the year, Lakers one of the best teams in the paint. They're also one of the best teams running the floor. Fast break-wise, 19 a game. Danny's out. Markieff Morris is in. Of course, the Laker bench was a little deeper the other night. Very short bench for Terry Stotts. Didn't play many bodies.
A 3-point play for Anthony Davis. The Lakers matched their largest lead. Now they led by 9 at one point.
Lakers beat the Blazers 2 out of the 3 times in the regular season, though the Blazers won the last game of the regular season at Stapleton when Lillard nearly had a triple-double. Gary Trent, who hit a huge 3 right towards the end of the game, missed that one from the outside. He was top 10 in 3-point percentage this year in the NBA. So there's a miss by AD from 15.
Yeah, all of his momentum, though, on his perimeter shots when he's shooting it off the dribble, it's going backwards on the shot.
McCollum, who came on strong in the third quarter the other night when they really needed him. Whiteside from mid-range. Morris, who adds some physicality to the Lakers with the rebound. Kuz facing the basket, Anthony Davis. They're cheating over with a double. AD, turn, shot, can't score again. So Anthony has shot it 5 times. You mentioned it, Stu. The 3 makes are inside. The 2 were a little out from away from the basket.
It's been pretty much in the paint on his 2 shots that he's missed. Just hasn't been fortunate enough to get the ball to drop.
Boy, good use of the body there by C.J. McCollum.
What he did was good, was take the angle away from Anthony Davis.
Caruso lobs under to Anthony Davis. Everybody stopped like there was going to be a whistle. Look at this ball movement. Into the corner, and AC can't hit the 3. And we played 9 minutes of quarter number 1 in game 2 with the Lakers trying to even things up. Whiteside misses the little jump hook. KCP has control. He's already made a couple of 3s, and we got a timeout.
Timeout as Anthony Davis goes to the sideline. Looks like he's a little bit gimpy. We'll see when we come back.
The King, LeBron James and the Lakers. Nice start to game number 2. Aflac. It's our trivia question. LBJ has a 13-0 career record in the first round of the playoffs. Which 2 players have better records? That's pretty impressive to have better than 13-0 career record in the first round. Interesting that LeBron, well, his teams, just the second loss in a game 1 of a first round series the other night. So normally they take care of business. Last time that happened, though, it was a couple of years ago with Cleveland, and they went to the NBA Finals after losing game 1 of the first round.
I mean, it's not the end of the world losing game 1. You bounce back and you take care of your business. It's good to see Anthony Davis coming back out onto the floor. When he went to that timeout, it looked like he was suffering a little bit.
You know what's good to see is this looks a lot like the Laker team we saw all season long. They had not looked like that team in the bubble really yet. But moments here in the first quarter, very reminiscent of the top seed in the West during the regular year before the hiatus.
Now it's important for consistency.
AD
That's
back
a violation.
On Whiteside, turnaround jumper, baseline, short. Rebound going to be taken by Hazonia.
See, what Anthony's going to have to do with these bigs that Blazers are putting out there on him, good play by Markieff.
By Markieff.
What Anthony's going to have to do is catch and go, not catch and wait and let them load up.
AC, no, working AD. He doesn't get the whistle, and the rebound into the hands of Damian Lillard. He's in the attacking 47 feet. Lillard, 4 years at Weber State. He's from Oakland, California. He's being chased down by Caruso, and a foul's going to be called.
Yeah, Caruso ran into Carmelo Anthony. Yeah, Carmelo didn't like it either. Caruso said, what are you talking about? All I did was run trying to guard my man and ran into you. It's no big deal. Just take the call.
Now, good effort so far by the Lakers. I'll tell you what, effort was not a problem according to Frank Vogel the other night. He was pleased with how the Lakers were out there. Lil Wayne is back in row number 1. We saw him during the, quote, regular season. The virtual wall. This is a Laker home game, and Laker fans, wherever you are, we're with you. Purple and Gold Nation. Underneath, Lillard misses, but a foul on Caruso.
You cannot leave an ISO play against Dame. They got the ball at the mid-post area. One-on-one against Caruso. No help came, and Dame just went right by him.
Damian Lillard.
Already with 9 points. This will be his, I'm sure he'll knock this down for his 10th point of the first quarter.
Lillard has now made 66 of his last 68 free throws.
Alex Caruso just picked up the foul on that play, so
he's got 2.
He's got 2 now.
Yeah, McGee's got 2, and Alex has 2. Lillard continues his mastery from 15 feet at the charity stripe. Under 2 minutes to play in the first quarter. Game 2 here on Spectrum Sports Net. LeBron in the corner. Hazonia's all over him. LeBron still with the dribble. Hook pass now to Keith. Here's Kuzma. Kick it corner. AD. He's going to drive to the basket all the way with the one hand hanging in the lane.
That time he caught it and he went. didn't catch and hold and wait
No
and let the
hesitation.
defense load up. Keep them off balance. Keep them guessing.
AD was just 1 for 5 with layups and 2 out of 13 jump shots the other night. So far, so good here this evening, though. Anthony, 4th team in 4 years for Carmelo.
Wow, that was some play by Markieff. He helped on Dame Lillard and still got back to try to defend on Carmelo.
Orchestrating is LeBron. Wants to go in towards the rim. Instead, kicks it back out to Markieff. Going to get it right back in the two-man game. He's doubled up, so who's open? It's Morris from downtown. Not going to get there. Right into the hands of Damian Lillard. 6-point game, under a minute to go in the quarter. Portland just 1 for 7 from beyond the arc. Oh, good play by LeBron. Read it perfectly. Knocked it away, and it was taken by AD.
It almost looked like the Lakers was in some sort of a zone that time as they were trying to load up on Dame Lillard.
LeBron. Boy, he bumped right into the defender. Now over to Markieff. Going to try it again. High arc just out there. Look at Anthony Davis. Slam dunk with 2 hands off the offensive rebound.
Well, I mean, Anthony's aggression on the offensive glass to start this game is real high.
Lakers had 17 offensive rebounds the other night. Granted, they missed a lot, but still, Lillard from downtown, and that's the way the quarter ends, and a good quarter for the Lakers.
Well, really good quarter, not only because they are on top on the scoreboard, but they came out of the locker room with a real sense of purpose. So they'll head to the second, leading 27-19.
This basketball is being brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Playing it safe, good times. Another warm and humid day in Central Florida. Good first quarter for the Lakers, 27-19. Affleck trivia. Let's give you the question one more time, then we'll reveal the answer. LeBron's good. How good? His teams have a 13-0 career record in the first round of the playoffs. But which 2 players' teams have better records? How about 2 Lakers? D. Fish and, of course, Robert Horry. He was also pretty good with a couple of other teams in Houston and San Antonio.
It wouldn't matter how many other teams he was with. He was just pretty good regardless.
Yeah. Big shot, Rob. 27-19. Lakers with the first possession of quarter number 2. Dwight is in, as he always is, to start the quarter. Turnover taken by Hazonia. He's going 1-on-2 all the way. Can't score. They follow up. And that's Gary Trent Jr., whose dad played in the league for 9 seasons. Any similarities, Gary Trent Jr. and his father, how they play?
Yeah, the intensity is about the same. Little different players in the sense that his dad was more of a forward, and he's obviously a guard.
Yeah, and a 3-point threat. LeBron with 3 to shoot. Doubled up, now to Markieff. Markieff is open. These are the shots the Lakers have to knock down. Wide open shots when they double up one of the stars.
And just like I said with Anthony Davis, he's got to catch and go. LeBron has to attack Gary Trent Jr. with more aggression going toward the rim, not allow him to get up into him like that and work time off the clock.
Well, here's big news right here. We were wondering if Coach Vogel was going to change things up, and he's done it in a big way. J.R. Smith, championship experience deluxe, and a shooter, but was out of basketball for a year. Here he is, second quarter, wearing number 21. LeBron and he won a championship together in Cleveland. LeBron, J.R. on its way. Not going to get there. Look at Dwight in between 3 Blazers to come down with it. Strong move.
That's just effort there. That's all that is. That's just wanting it more than the other 3 guys, because he was sandwiched in between 3 Blazers, but yet he was able to come away with the rebound. Good strength in the hands and secured another possession for the Lakers.
You know, by the way, the Lakers had, 22 assists the other night, 16 by LeBron. They've already got 8 on 12 baskets tonight. Just 1 assist for Portland on their 8 buckets. J.R., good feed. Under to Dwight. Off the board. Give J.R. Smith the assist.
Well, the little subtle head fake absolutely froze the shot blocker Whiteside. He never left his feet after the head fake.
Dwight had a career year shooting, 73%. Most of those in and around the basket. Going to be a foul by Dwight, who was in foul trouble in game one.
Another look at that pass from JR. Look at that subtle fake. After the head fake, nothing he could do. Good job by both J.R. Smith and then the finish by Dwight.
Well, it's a good point, Stu, because you know Hassan Whiteside is hungry again after a 5-block game in game number one.
Well, he's the leader in the regular
whole
season.
league, yeah. Got to get a bounce. They do not. Lakers come up with an energy is sky high right now for the purple and gold. They lead by 8. Kuz has got it. Navigates in. Backhand layup is good by Kuz. Nice aggressive move to the basket.
Good. That's the key word. Nice aggressiveness. You know, attacking. Not allowing that defense to go 5-on-5, load up, and do what their game plan is.
They're what the numbers also proved. He played good defense, one-on-one defense the other night. Right there, McCollum, he misses. When he was guarding one-on-one the other night, Portland was 1 for 7 from the floor. And another miss right there by CJ. LeBron looking to penetrate. Here he is, boy, with the left hand, and he can't finish it.
Didn't have a real good angle that time. Nice try.
Gary Trent Jr., and that settles in for 3. Again, top 10 NBA three-point percentage during the year. Played at Duke for a year. He's in his 2nd season, and we got a whistle.
They reached in and accidentally hit. LeBron's getting another look with our Carl's cam of Kuz, the defensive rebound, take it the distance, shoot it under the arm of the big guy. Nice job by Kuzma.
3rd-year player Kyle Kuzma. But it's really almost the start of year number 4 when you think about it. The other season ended in March and then 3-4 months off. And here we are, the end of August. Dwight got away with one there. You don't want him picking up silly fouls. Kuzma with 6 to shoot. Here he is in the lane. Can't score. Tipped up and in by number 88, Markieff Morris.
Well, the Lakers really were side by side under there. He and Dwight had great position.
And Stu, you mentioned it, once again dominating the offensive glass. They had 17 offensive rebounds, yet only 9 second chance points in game 1. They have already that many here tonight. Left hand and between the defenses, McCollum.
I can't emphasize the importance of fundamentals, and C.J. McCollum has good fundamentals.
Crossover by LeBron. He goes hard to the hole to score.
That's what you have to do with that kind of pressure. You have to attack.
Lakers up by 9. Biggest lead is 10. Nurkic from about 6 feet straight away. Yusuf Nurkic. LeBron in the attacking 47. Once again, trying to pull his way all the way in. He gets knocked down and fouled. He's going to shoot free throws.
Well, the high screen about midcourt against Gary Trent Jr. is what set it up. At the previous play, LeBron just ISO'd against Azonia, takes him to the paint to score.
Now LeBron's going to shoot free throws. And you can't hide it. You can't sweep it away. You can forget about it and learn from it and get better. But LeBron and AD missed 4 big free throws the other night down the stretch. And you know that it wasn't sitting well with them. And while we have a moment, here's a quick word from State Farm.
Sir, you cannot park there.
What?
Reserved for Chris Paul.
Barb, tell me what you not see.
Danny Green.
And you know, you talked about the 4 missed free throws. They were 4 consecutive
tough
misses, and that's and when you're going down the stretch like that, you need every one of those.
You know, there's a couple of turning points late in that game. Lakers battled for a loose ball, and then it came free, and then Lillard hit a 3, kind of a garbage 3, although it was a great shot, obviously. Lakers were up 6, and then picked up an offensive foul, didn't get a shot away, the missed free throws, and down goes Markieff, also Wenyen Gabriel. But LeBron and the Lakers lead 37-28. 7.5 to go, second quarter. Looking to even up the series. Lillard is back into the game. Picked by Nurkic into the corner. They'll let Gabriel shoot there all night long. He's underneath. Drive, kick. Gary Trent. Rainbow is nothing but net.
That's back-to-back for Gary Trent. His last 2 shots from the three-point line have gone down.
LeBron spinning one of his patented moves, but the backhand layup is no good. So the move was perfect, the finish wasn't, and LeBron frustrated.
Returning for the Lakers, number 4,
There's a look at
Alex
Terry
Caruso.
Stotts, 8th season with the Blazers, 12th overall as a head coach.
Good effort by the Lakers, though, at trying to get to that ball, but Gary Trent Jr., wide open look, and nothing but bottom.
Laker defense, Mike Trudell. You got to give credit when Portland is held down.
Yeah, Portland averaged 123 a game in the seeding games, and since then they had 36 points in the first quarter, round one. Since then, Billy, 21, 22, 22, and now 19. Missed three there for the Lakers. So the defense has been there consistently throughout these first two games.
You know, and Mike, we talked about it. You take the top defensive stats, no matter how you want to look at it. The Lakers were top 10 in defense just about every category during the regular season.
Well, the Lakers got a break on that play because they called the first foul. Dwight took Gabriel's arm and really slapped it off of his body, and you're not allowed to do that. You have to let the official make the defender get his hand off. So it'll be Laker ball sideline as they've started out pretty well.
Lead is half a dozen, 7:05 remaining here in the second quarter at Disney World in Central Florida. Time now for Stu Spotlight. There he is, as always, brought to you by Morongo.
And the Lakers run this play a lot. It's a sideline out of bounds. It gets to Anthony Davis, and he's looking to throw the lob after the screen by Danny Green to LeBron. And boy, they ran that to perfection.
AD so far in the game. 5 for 8, 11 points, 5 rebounds, a couple of assists. Danny Green struggling again, shooting the basketball. 0 for 5 and 0 for 3 from beyond the arc. Quick reminder, Saturday's game is on ABC only. ABC only on Saturday at 5:30, but we're right back here for Game 4 Monday, 8:24. Kobe Bryant Day. We'll be celebrating the Mamba, hopefully with a win on Monday. Caruso. He's running the show on top. The pick by AD. Underneath to Dwight. He scores despite what you thought was a travel.
Well, I didn't think it was a travel. It was a travel. Good
Lakers will
job by
take the
Dwight, though,
non-call.
being ready for that pass.
Lakers on the floor. J.R. Smith, Alex Caruso, Dwight Howard, Anthony Davis, and Danny Green, who's chasing defensively. Good secondary defense by Dwight Howard. Rebound. Oh, Wenyen Gabriel took it right out of the hands of Anthony Davis. Knocked away by Caruso. Out of bounds it goes. They'll have 9 to shoot.
But Gabriel's one of those hustle guys, and he's out there just to do just that. He's already got 3 fouls in his column and only been on the floor for about 7 minutes.
You know, he has 3 career starts, and they are all against the Lakers. Once in the regular season and twice here in the playoffs. He's in there for Zach Collins again, who is out for the foreseeable future. Bounce to the wide open Nurkic. His 3 hits the back iron. Alex hustles to get it. Took it right away from Gabriel. The head bandit, Alex Caruso. The cut by JR, kicking now to AD. He wanders in and scores.
Catch and go, catch and go. You can't always catch, stop, and read.
AD had a double-double the other night. He has one in 13 straight playoff games. Damian Lillard with Anthony Davis there. That's a tough shot, but tipped up and in by Gabriel.
Also play by Gabriel.
And the Lakers take it out of the net quickly into the front court. JR didn't play much during the 8 seeding games. Didn't score much either, 17 points. Trying to score there, gets knocked down, no whistle, and Portland comes up with it. With a head of steam, that could be an offensive foul. Oh, it's a block on Alex Caruso.
Bang, bang play there as C.J. McCollum went past his primary defender and ran right into Caruso. They're saying Caruso was moving that left leg, I guess, as they called the block.
Returning for the Lakers, number 0, Kyle Kuzma.
Cruz is going to come back in
Tough
for the
call
Lakers.
there for Caruso. That's his 3rd.
Charge block. Sometimes it's just a flip of the coin.
I think most officials will tell you that's the hardest call to make. It sometimes can be just a bang-bang play.
Yeah, so Alex with 3 fouls. He has to retreat to the bench. A little frustration.
Oh, he's done
His
for the
body
half.
language, without question. But you got Kuz coming back in, which is always a good thing. That's a foul on Dwight, perhaps?
Yep.
Yeah.
Off the ball. And this guy here that's in the game, Simon, Simons can play. He can play a little bit.
Yeah, we didn't see him the other night. Did not play. Named after Penny Anthony Hardaway. His parents were big Magic fans.
He can play.
Just 21 years of age.
Oh, we see Dion Waiters in the lineup.
So we see Waiters and we see JR not in the game at the same time. Now Waiters did have a very productive stint during the seeding games. Laker fans, you know it. You saw it. Into the lane, drive, kick. McCollum, three, short, pushing and shoving, and it's on Dwight again. Don't get a technical.
But it's an easy call.
Yeah,
he uses his left hand, his left arm, to push the defender away. And that's his third foul. He's boxing out, but look at the left arm. Watch the left arm push right before he grabs the rebound.
Lakers, when they do go small, have been very effective. Well, they played Whiteside and Nurkic quite a bit the other night together, did Terry Stotts.
That's because the Lakers couldn't make a shot.
Yeah.
They played them in that zone.
Pack the paint.
Pack the paint. And here's KCP coming back. He played the first 10 minutes of the game, made both of his three-point attempts, his first look since then.
So without question, different rotation tonight. So Frank Vogel did not stand pat. Lillard all the way. AD was right there. Anthony Davis is one of the finalists for the Defensive Player of the Year in the NBA.
That was all AD because I tell you, Lillard had a layup.
KCP's got a couple of threes. In fact, he's got the only two Laker threes. They're 2 for 11. Kuz trying to make it three, and he does from downtown.
And he had a big on him, so a little step back move and knocks down the triple.
And you saw Jack on the video board. McCollum over Anthony Davis. We're going to get a foul, probably on Green from behind.
If you want to get your offense going, get some defense. And Anthony Davis, what a play to prevent the layup by Lillard. And then Kuz step back three over Nurkic. Nothing but bottom.
You know, the Lakers, Stu, top shot blocking team in the whole NBA during the regular season. Now, shot blocks don't always necessarily translate to good defense, but they were great rim protectors during the regular year. But that's tailed off a little bit since they've come here to Florida.
Yes, it has, as the Lakers now out of fouls, and CJ misses the first of two.
McCollum, 4 years at Lehigh. In fact, the only NBA player ever from that university. Majored in journalism, and boy, he's got a future in broadcasting if he wants it when it's all over. Already he's done a great job.
Missed
them both, yeah.
Very unusual. Kuz is getting ready to line it up again on Nurkic.
He likes the matchup. Pull-up jumper. Rebound Whiteside, averaged 13.5 during the regular season. He had 5 rebounds. Check that, he had 8 rebounds in game number 1. Nurkic trying to bull his way on Kuzma, who stood his ground, Stu, beautifully.
Did a real good job against a much heavier opponent.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the quarter. Lakers lead by 11. AD again didn't get the whistle.
He gets past his primary defender and then runs into the shot blocker.
Again, working on Danny Green goes Damian Lillard.
Timeout, Lakers.
Timeout.
Lakers want to talk it over as Lillard cuts the double-digit lead down to 9. Still 3:45 to play in the first half.
Where you go with the Lakers mobile app presented by Wish. Follow each game with live stats, get score alerts, read insider news, and more. Download to your iPhone or Android right now. Our Miller Lite moment tonight. And for the Lakers, you got to talk about LBJ, LeBron James, and his second chance point opportunities that the Lakers present. This is so far so good. And as I mentioned, Stu, they didn't do it the other night, but tonight, yes, they are.
Well, they're really making a much more of an effort to get inside, get to the painted area, and create some havoc so that the Blazers have to switch out and free up their offensive rebounds.
And Portland is vulnerable to that. They allowed the second most second chance points in the bubble. So you can really exploit their defensive rebounding. And the Lakers, so far, they've done that. Boy, LeBron and the Laker bench.
You know what? The officials Look at Dame. The officials, I think, gave the ball to the
Portland,
Blazers
yeah.
out of the timeout, wasn't it? Who had possession going to the break? The officials are going over
And
now to
Dame
find
knew
out.
it. Dame, I think, knew it. He was smiling about it. He's like, I tried, didn't I?
It's not up to Dame and them to tell the official.
I know. And Carmelo's smiling. Give us an extra possession, why don't you? See how fast LeBron got up? So the Laker bench is paying attention, maybe not the officials. 44-35. And it is Laker ball with Philly Cheese holding the basketball. Dion Waiters, third team this year. It's working out well with the Lakers. KCP can't hit. Rebound to Nurkic. Nurkic was playing with a heavy heart with his grandmother passing away just recently, a week or so ago. Very close to her. Little two-man game on their perimeter from their great set of guards. Now to the post of Nurkic with Danny Green trying to guard. Here comes AD, but too late.
Nice job with his left hand. See, now they're making the Lakers pay for the switch big little. When the Lakers get that big little switch, they normally end up with a jump shot, and the Blazers are pounding the paint when it happens.
Pull up by Dion Waiters. Waiters Island has the jump shot.
That's what the Lakers need, not only from three-point land, but it's a mid-range game as well. When you're free to shoot the ball, you've got to be able to do it.
You know, Mike was alluding to it. Stu, let's talk about it. 37 points for Portland right now. Great defensive effort tonight by the Lakers.
Well, you see the play where Nurkic abusing Danny Green, and then with a nice soft left, noticing that Anthony Davis is coming over for support.
But again, even in a victory the other night, it was the first time that Portland had scored under 110 in the bubble. Yet the Lakers still couldn't win. In better shape right now. Kuzma in there, the floater. No, more second chance points unless they wave it off.
They did.
If it's over the cylinder, it's an offensive goaltend.
It wasn't. It was pretty close. Pretty close.
His hand wasn't, but the ball was.
It's the ball that counts. Any portion of the ball over the cylinder, it's offensive interference.
So that was a good call. 46-37. 2.5 to play, second quarter. Lakers, Blazers. This is the 12th time these teams have met in the playoffs. Lakers are 9-2 against Portland. Lillard from deep. That's not going to go down unless he gets a bounce. He does not. Up the ladder goes LeBron to get the rebound. Guarded by Gary Trent. On Gary Trent. LeBron just let him take that. Trent. On Gary Trent. LeBron just let him take that one. And Gary Trent goes all the way. Offensive foul. Boy, they got lucky.
Very lucky.
Yeah, LeBron got a little careless with the basketball that time.
Again, he's allowing Gary Trent to get into him a little bit. LeBron has to go off his foot. Then when he tried to pick it up, Trent did a nice job of hustling, but then gets called for the left hand pushing LeBron, and the official right on the spot.
Yeah, good call, and so the Lakers get that back. It's like it never happened. 46-37.
If LeBron gets it in the post, he's going to attack.
AD holding on high post. There he is at the post. LeBron James looking to attack on Gary Trent. Looking for a cutter. Looking for some help. Finds KCP. Gets it right back. Good dish to Davis. What passing by the Lakers.
Well, what patience and what vision by LeBron.
Won his first ever assist title this year. In his 17th year. A career high. Just over 10 per game. McCollum, fall away jumper, tough shot. It goes right back to him. He's into the lane, and we got AD down.
I think Nurkic set an illegal screen on him. Another look at that pass from LeBron to Anthony Davis. The defense is all loaded up. Double team, it doesn't affect LeBron at all. Nice vision, nice wraparound bounce pass, and the finish.
Anthony Davis, the only Laker in double figures with 15. He also has 7 rebounds, 7 for 11. Lillard, the only Blazer in double digits with 12.
See how they're waiting and waiting? Got to attack.
LeBron bulls his way in and scores. All too easy.
Yeah. You got a guy that's putting that much pressure on you on the outside. He's smaller than you. Take him to the paint.
Count of it goes for Lillard. In and out. And it'll be 2 free throws. So LeBron joins the double-digit party now with 10.
Wait, that's another look at that play a minute ago where he found it. Anthony Davis, and this time nobody comes on this double team. He takes it himself.
10, 2, and 3 for LeBron in 15 minutes.
See, that way LeBron doesn't have to fight pressure bringing it up to court. Let somebody else bring it up. He goes and post up. Run your offense through him in the low post.
We are under a minute to play here, and it's a 13-point Laker lead, which is their biggest of the half. Download the Wish app to get access to the lowest prices on earth. Wish Shopping, proud partner of your Los Angeles Lakers. By the way, we'll take it to the studio at the half, so don't go anywhere. But right now to Mike Trudell, who wants to talk about LBJ down in the post.
Yeah, Billy. So before the bubble, there are several different stats, but basically LeBron in the post, the most effective play in basketball in terms of points per possession. Stu, we know about his passing, his ability to score down there, but literally the most effective play.
Oh, yeah. Three ball by AD. But, Mike, the reason for that is when you have to double team the best passer, you're going to give up something very, very good to the opposition.
Well, AD hit his first 3 of the playoffs. He was 0 for 5 the other night. Then nothing but net from distance. Nurkic with the Lakers up by 14. They won the second quarter the other night, too. Up and under goes Carmelo. No. Taken now by LeBron.
One shot.
Yep. Shot and game are 1 second apart, so everything working out well for the Lakers right now. An effective half. Played with passion and emotion and execution so far. AD's been great. AD looking for more. Count it. And 1 for Anthony Davis.
I know I've been saying it a lot, but it's been so effective. Catch and go against these big guys. They can't load up. This time he catches a little jab fake. He goes right past Nurkic and gets an offense. And gets the foul called in his favor, goes to the line for an and 1. That's just, you have to learn how to mix it up against the opposition. You got a small guy, you put him down on the box. Big guy, you catch and go.
By the way, that 3, Stu, let's not kind of gloss over that, because AD hadn't hit a 3 since August 3rd against Utah. And that's a long time ago in this bubble in Orlando. He had been 0 for 13 until he hit that one. This is a 17-point lead. See if he can get a stop here to end the half. 56-39. Drive, kick, Gary Trent. No, what a way to end the half for the Lakers. Couldn't have scripted it any better.
And that should have been a loose ball foul at the buzzer. I think Whiteside threw Anthony Davis to the floor.
56-39 Lakers after 2 quarters. And it is time now to check in with the Access Sportsnet studio. What a half for AD and company. It's the Jack in the Box halftime report. Lakers basketball is being brought to you by Mercury Insurance. Lower rates, big discounts, great insurance. And by your Southern California Toyota dealer. Get great deals on a bold new Camry at Toyota's We Make It Easy sales event.
Well, ahead to the third quarter, Lakers leading, 56-39. Time to revisit the Lexus keys to the game. I talked about make 24 out of 47 from the field, 51% open. 3-point shooting. I want that to improve just a bit, only 4 out of 13. And shout out to free throws, 4 for 4. So far, so good, but we've got 24 minutes left to play. Mike Trudell.
Stu, I just like the breakdown there of the shooting. But here's the difference from the first game. The Lakers scored really efficiently at the rim, and AD was certainly the guy that led the way there. Remember, they were only around 50% from 8 feet and in last game. That is really low for this team. They're usually well over 60, and they were, once again, 18 for 28 in the paint. That's 64%. And you see AD there, that 9 for 13 looks really nice. Now, the thing that was consistent from last game was the defense. Again, really good. You holding this Portland Trailblazers team with a lot of firepower on that side of the floor to 19 points and then 20 points in a quarter. The coaches will take that all day.
Oh, yeah, they'll take that every night of the week and twice on Saturdays.
Laker Nation, here we go. Lakers played hard basketball in that first half, executed well. 56-39. So far, so good. But I know we're all here thinking the same thing. Keep it going.
Well,
Don't let up at
consistency is
all.
the name of the game.
First possession of the half. LeBron down the middle he goes. LeBron stops, shoots, no. Rebound, Nurkic. Now some zeros in the first half. Lillard, he's a scorer, but he didn't have any assists. Carmelo Anthony, no rebounds. Nurkic, that's good defensive challenge by JaVale. Really helped him alter that shot.
Well, when he took off, it almost looked like he had the intentions of trying to flush, but JaVale's presence and his height on the way he elevated changed his mind completely.
Lakers closed the half on a 12-2 run. Remember, they started the game on fire, too. McCollum and Lillard, 7 for 21 combined and 1 for 8 from beyond the arc. See if AD can hit another three. Cannot this time. He hit his first one in 3 weeks. It goes right to McGee. He's underneath. He gets rejected by Nurkic. Still 10 to shoot. So KCP for 3. That one's going to be a long shot, long rebound. McCollum with it. McCollum drives. He has to pull up because of the defense of McGee, but he scores off the glass.
Yeah, but when he knows that the shot blocker's right there and what he's going to do, gives him time to pick out a high spot on the glass, which he did.
Lakers shooting 47%. AD with 21 points. Lakers up 56-41, looking to even the series at a game apiece. It's a best of 7. AD works it perfectly. Good tap out by McGee. Catch, shoot, score! Yes, KCP!
I like the fact that KCP isn't backing off his shots. After not making a shot in game 1, he's come out and he's been real aggressive from the perimeter.
Remember, he missed the last 2 seeding games in the bubble because of an ankle. Lillard straight away deep. That rolls around and spills out. So different night, different results, and LeBron will walk it into the front court. LeBron's been known to pull up for a logo 3 now and again. AD right wing, looking to possibly spin. Here it comes. He goes up and under, and he's got a bucket. Anthony Davis working on Wenyen Gabriel.
And Gabriel already with 3 fouls, has to be careful, although he doesn't really, because he's only out there because he has 6, I believe, and his energy.
Biggest lead of the game is 20 points, 61-51, early on this virtual Laker home game in the bubble. Gabriel gets around AD, who was stumbling, but then McGee was there once again right at the rim. What a pass to KCP! Timeout, Portland!
Wow, AD slipped on a wet spot, but got up, got the defensive rebound, and then heads up play, throws it down the floor to KCP. What a play by Anthony Davis, and the Lakers go up by their biggest margin thus far.
Biggest lead of the game after that KCP slam on the break. 63-41. Time now for the bucket chart, brought to you by your hometown KFC.
Well, bucket chart tonight, Anthony Davis, an efficient 10 out of 16. You see he's doing most of his work on the inside, but also has that triple to his column, but also working the glass. His first couple of hoops were putbacks. He's been really effective and dominant on the inside, but it's the variety of his game that makes him so dangerous on the offensive end. Not only is he dangerous on the inside, but he can stretch the defense with the long ball.
AD was a plus 19 in 19 minutes in the first half. By the way, Brian Hagan is here helping us statistically, and the great Joey Ramirez preps us for these games and also hits us up with some great nuggets from time to time. So thank you, Joey. You're the man. Go Rams. 63-41. That one is off the front of the rim, and it's taken by LeBron. Portland shooting 34%. KCP looking for another one. Yes, sir! Contavious Caldwell Pope.
Wow, KCP 4 out of 5 from behind the arc.
In fact, he has 4. The Lakers 6 triples. Lakers take it away, and a foul on Wenyen Gabriel.
Yeah, he seems to always be around the whistle. That's foul number 4 for Gabriel. As we look at LeBron getting the assist, our Carl's Camp puts us in line with this shot. KCP lines it up and nothing but bottom.
18 minutes for Caldwell Pope. Well, you might recall, we mentioned it the other night. KCP, the beginning of the season was kind of like he played in the first game. Nothing was going right, but then things got better for him as the regular season continued. There's a nice turnaround tonight. Let's see if he can keep it going. Lillard has 14, KCP 14. Wide open. I mean, wide open is JaVale. No defense for Portland.
I don't know where the defense was that time because that pass was made from midcourt.
Lakers blowing them out, 68-41. Nurkic hits a three. Still forever to go in this game, though. 8.5. Clock's moving from the bubble in Orlando. Everybody's been here about a month and a half. Lakers looking to knot this series up at one apiece. Aggressive AD, blocked by, who's that? Whiteside.
Yeah.
Hassan Whiteside.
Showed him the ball early, and Whiteside is the best in the league at that.
Lillard, little change of pace, reverse layup is good. So Damian Lillard, you know he's going to be heavily involved. KCP, flyby, set, fired. Does not get, kept alive by McGee doing the work. And he throws it out to AD, who just got into the front court. Hello.
You got to get these second chance opportunities successfully.
Got 3 to shoot. LeBron knows it. LeBron, step back, 3 on its way to beat the clock. Oh, and McGee's there to slam it home.
Wow.
Whiteside wound up on his wallet, and McGee was there to slam it. Another second chance bucket. That's McCollum over 80, who's hurting again. Well, 80 has been hurting a few times already tonight. Something's going on.
He's come up gimpy a couple of times tonight.
But again, playing through it. LeBron will walk it up. LBJ, St. Vincent St. Mary High, 17th year, 4-time MVP, 3-time champ, the king. Trying to get it to Danny Green, saves it. JaVale's playing well. See if Danny can hit a bucket. He's got it! That's Danny's first 3 of the night, his first basket of the night, and it's 73-48.
Well, Danny didn't quit on the play, but C.J. McCollum did. C.J. thought once the ball got semi-free that he could relax, and he paid the price.
JaVale really playing well here in this third quarter. Helped on that defensive play.
This will be a timeout for the Blazers if the Lakers were to score.
KCP, hard count. If it goes, it doesn't go. He'll shoot free throws. Lakers on top nearly halfway through this third quarter. Shooting 50% tonight.
KCP's first free throws as we get another look at AC. AD stepped on the bottom of the stanchion and kind of inverted ankle type sprain there. That's a dangerous play. He walks it off, and so hopefully he's able to continue on for the rest of this game. This is the playoffs. You can't take days off now.
No, you can't. Remember how they always say, well, if.
Yeah.
If. Now, if this was the playoffs, they'd be playing. You're absolutely right. 75-48. Lakers free throw shooting, they've only shot 6. They've made them all. In fact, whistle-wise, much different than the other night. That's a good shot by Lillard. Little fall away with some speed. LeBron, look at the bounce, trying to get it to Danny Green. It goes off of DG's hands and out of bounds.
That's where you really have to bend over to get to that pass. It wasn't a skipping bounce pass per se, but it was pretty low.
Nurkic. Spin on AD. Scoop it up. No. Tipped up and in nicely by Whiteside. 7'1", Hassan Whiteside.
Scored 3 trips in a row going down, so you can't look at that scoreboard. You got to keep your focus on doing what you did to get to that lead.
LeBron with the yo-yo dribble. Cross court, AD. He's alone. He hits the 3. Yes, sir, Anthony Davis. He's got a couple of threes this evening. 78-52. Danny Green gets knocked down, but it's a foul on Green.
Wow. That was really a no call there. That's give the offense the advantage, but that's not a foul. Another look at AD, Nurkic, and the Whiteside. Neither one wanted to go outside and play. LeBron just spots him. Look at it. They're saying, no, you go. Nah, neither one of us will go. He won't make it, will he? Yes, he will.
Well, Anthony Davis, Stu, with 26 tonight. This is his 14th, make it his 15th career playoff game. He has at least 21 in every one of those games. Nurkic going to launch a three. Tipped up nearly in his own basket by Danny Green. Chance for a mini break. And here is LeBron. Little hippity hop into the front court. Now we'll back it up. Orchestrate with a pick by Davis in front of him if he wants it. And Davis roll to the basket. 10 to shoot. 5 in the quarter. LeBron for 3. Off target taken by Whiteside. Took it away from his own man Nurkic, who went tumbling down. Pair of 7-footers there. Little wrestling match between two friends. And are they going to count it?
That looked like an offensive foul to me.
Offensive.
It is an offensive foul on Carmelo Anthony. He and LeBron, part of the Banana Boat crew.
Markieff comes in. LeBron goes out for a well-deserved rest here in the third.
Frank Vogel. He led the Lakers, along with his staff, to a 52-19 regular season record. First #1 seed in a decade. Kuz 3. That spills out, taken by Whiteside. Whiteside has 8 boards tonight. Laker lead is still big, 78-52, but another 3. And Frank says, let's just stop this little momentum right now.
He's also saying, Caruso, those guards, both of them, you play defense when they touch the ball, not when you think they're in an operational zone.
A new episode of Backstage Lakers, tonight after the postgame on Spectrum Sportsnet.
It's the Jack in the Box game summary. AD been great. Double-double again, 26 and 10. Been super aggressive this evening. Damian Lillard still putting up points, just not as efficient as he has been. He's chirping away with KCP. Laker defense, though, Stu, give them credit. This is a high-powered, high-octane, multi-talented offensive team for Portland, and they've done a nice job shutting them down.
Well, they're under 40%, they being Portland for the game again. So, yeah, the Lakers defensively are getting the job done, and it's translated to the scoreboard tonight because of that guy is one of the reasons, as he's knocked down 4 out of 6 from three-point land. And you can see game 1, he only had 1 point, obviously that a free throw, and tonight 16 big ones in only 22 minutes.
You know who's played nice as a starter tonight? JaVale.
Yeah.
First time he's been in double-digit points, but he also in the bubble, but he also has 8 rebounds and 3 assists and some really good defense at the rim. Caruso waving the players into a new spot. Alex bounce now to AD. He's going to charge in, blocked by Whiteside. Timed it perfectly. Out of bounds with 3.3 remaining to shoot for 11 to go in the quarter with LBJ on the bench.
This is one of those catch and make up your mind in a hurry because only 3 seconds on the shot clock.
LeBron with 7 assists. That's just one less than the entire Portland team. Out of the rafters at Disney World. He's got another 3.
I said catch and make up your mind in a hurry, and Anthony Davis did just that.
Rain down at the Magic Kingdom with that triple. Under duress, long shot, long rebound. Lakers have Morris, Caruso, Kuzma, Davis, and Danny Green, the 5 on the floor. Alex will get it right back from AD. Corner of the key. Finds a wide open Davis. He's been hot. He spins. He shoots over Whiteside. He's got another one. Some mid-range magic that time.
He had Whiteside like a top spinning around on that play.
Superstar AD tonight. Got 31 and 10. Lakers double it up and steal it away. Quick bounce to AD. 3 on 2. Right wing Kuzma all the way. Gets blocked and fouled. Lakers running and having fun and up 83-55.
Well, they bottled up Lillard, made him give up the ball. That previous play when Anthony Davis spinning around on Whiteside and did a great job of knocking down the fallback baby.
13 of 21. He's hit 3 out of 4, and LBJ absolutely enjoying it. Kuz will get another free throw.
Lakers at an even 50% from the field tonight. And perfect from the free throw line.
Stu, they have a 30-point lead.
Got to raise it to 40.
30 with 3 minutes to go. Any questions about the heart of this Laker team? What a resilient effort tonight. AD goes down. CJ's going to help him up. You know, it's you were talking to me at halftime. It's funny. If this series was not in the bubble, Portland would be looking at it going, hey, this is great. We got a split, and we're going back home. But you got to throw everything out now. There's no home court advantage any of these games.
Everything has changed. Everything has changed. Your mentality now is every game is vital.
Yeah, and it's not like the virtual wall of Portland fans is going to make a difference for the Lakers. Let's be honest. Here is Trent Jr. missing. Good box out by AD. 30-point advantage. JR's in the game. Kick it. Going to get it right back. Knock it down, JR. He misses it. Rebound going to be taken by Nurkic.
Approaching 2.5 minutes to go in the third.
That'll count if it goes. It doesn't. Again, these two coaches working their rosters differently. Lakers going much deeper than the Portland Trailblazers and Terry Stotts.
Well, with the scoreboard the way it is, the Lakers can afford to do that. What the Blazers have to try to do is conserve that guy's energy, Lillard, for the fourth quarter. He's the fourth quarter guy. So that's why I said build the lead to 40. Don't think 30 is enough.
These two teams go at each other Saturday night at 5:30. That game will be on ABC. Carmelo. Anthony is just 1 for 6 tonight. Again, he was a man without a team for a full calendar year before he hooked on, and now 4 teams in 4 years. He's a vital part of this Trailblazer squad. Kuzma, little one-on-one. Caruso checks the clock, shows 4, going to go in and lose it. Alex loses it. They come back with Gary Trent Jr. Nearly stumbles and fumbles, and Alex knocks it free.
Oh, wow.
Trent was trying to compose himself.
He stumbled to try to get himself back under control, and all of a sudden he doesn't have the ball.
Yeah, it did result in a turnover. Anthony tries to split the defense. It's getting sloppy.
That was traveling.
And another turnover.
You can't jump and then drop the ball.
Ooh, Dame's hurt. That's a finger.
It's not on his shooting hand,
No,
though.
that's the good news.
Timeout, Portland.
For him in Portland.
Well, we'll take a break. Both teams need it right now. The last minute has been kind of ragged, but the Lakers' lead is 30.
Tonight, an all-new Backstage Lakers. The players aren't the only ones that live in the bubble life. A check-in with Rob Pelinka a month into the Lakers' time in Orlando. Plus the moment everybody's been waiting for. The playoffs beginning and the Lakers chasing their 17th banner. Backstage Lakers presented by the Mercedes-Benz dealers of Southern California. That's tonight, right after the postgame on Spectrum Sportsnet.
That replay shows where Damian Lillard may have jammed that finger on his left hand.
Markeith. We got a minute and a half to play in the quarter. Lakers up by 30.
They have taken Damian Lillard out of the game right now, but this may have been the time he went out, regardless of the finger injury.
Well, who knows? He may not come back. I mean, you're down 30 with a quarter to play.
Yeah,
it's over.
Yeah, even though he is the fourth quarter is Dame time.
Yeah, Dame needs a couple of quarters to come back from this one. Threes made, Lakers 9, Blazers 5. Still, like you say, let's end this quarter strong. 85-55, get a couple of stops. CJ McCollum, that's going to be short. Rebound, don't fight. And it's going to be Portland basketball.
I'd rather see 2 Lakers fighting for it
why not?
than to see both Lakers standing there doing nothing and the opposition get it. That's good hustle by both players.
Lob in. That's a good little pass into the Whiteside, and Markeith says, Hassan, why don't you just make free throws instead of let me give you that basket?
And historically, he's not a good free throw shooter. So, you know, even though the score is 30, that's a good foul. And you see the medical staff there as Dame Lillard is truly upset.
Yeah.
He fires the towel.
We could see a splint of some sort, perhaps, in the next game, depending on how serious that is. There's one free throw missed by Whiteside, who's played in China, Lebanon, the G League. They're giving Terry Stotts the report immediately.
Yeah, they didn't waste any time getting to the head coach and letting him know what they think the extent of the injury is.
If we hear, we'll tell you. LeBron, under a minute to play in the quarter. LBJ warding off the defender, C.J. McCollum. J.R. Smith, down the middle he goes. J.R. all the way. Marquise saves it. Alex in the corner. The Caruso hits a three.
There's that no pressure to shot that players love as Caruso knocks down his first shot of the ball game.
He was 0 for 3 from downtown in game 1. Nice to see him knock one down, 88-56. It's a 32-point lead, biggest of the game. And the Lakers just work for a good shot here. You're not going to be able to wind it all the way down unless you get an offensive rebound. LeBron and the Lakers headed to knot this up at 1 game apiece. A little miscommunication by a couple of guys that usually have good chemistry.
Again, LeBron throws it to the position where he thinks Caruso is going to continue to run, and Caruso kind of stopped it, posted up, ball goes out of bounds.
Shot clock is off. They double up on C.J. McCollum. Down the middle goes Whiteside, hangs in the air, gets fouled with .4 remaining in the quarter. Whiteside was just there, made 1 out of 2. Foul is on Keefe.
Whiteside back to the free throw line where he's 2 out of 4 tonight. He's got 9 rebounds. That 9 rebounds second to only Anthony Davis, who has 11.
I mentioned Hassan was in the G League. One of his teammates when he was in the G League was Danny Green. There's a look at Nurkic. He was originally with Denver, then he and Gary Harris were traded over. Or rather, he and Gary Harris were traded to Denver on draft night from Chicago for McDermott. What a trade that turned out to be. Stu, it's a picture-perfect 3 quarters for the LA Lakers.
Yeah, the Lakers have played really well, especially a guy by the name of Anthony Davis. 10 third-quarter points to run his total to 31, and he has his team up 88-57.
Stu, the Lakers won that third quarter handily, and it's a 30-point lead going into the 4th and final. The Lake Show in charge at Disney World.
Yeah, and I think the Blazers have, decided that, look, we better rest our starters and our rotational guys for the game number 3, because if I look out there
white flag
and see what's out there, it looks like a lot of the Blazer bench is starting the 4th quarter.
The surrender flag has been raised for Portland. You're down 30. This Laker team, again, is going to knot it up 1-1. Game 3 going to be on Saturday. Looking forward to Monday, too. Mamba Day, 8/24. A lot of celebration of Kobe. Wenyen Gabriel. Oh, good defense by Dwight Howard. So the Lakers start the quarter with Caruso, Howard, LeBron, who will probably play limited here in the 4th quarter, Markieff, and then J.R. Smith.
I should play very limited. I mean, like the next 30 seconds.
like the next whistle?
Absolutely.
LeBron has played 25 tonight. He only has 10 points, but his leadership has been second to none, obviously. That's going to be a turnover.
Traveling violation on JR as you look at Damian Lillard, who is not in the locker room. He's right there on the sideline, where their bench area is.
You know, with the restrictions of where you can go, being in this bubble, and then the facilities, and you're going to have to go basically, if you go to a hospital outside the bubble, I'm sure they have facilities, as LeBron strips it away. Going to get it back from Alex. LeBron stops for 3. Not there. Tapped out. Good play by Caruso. J.R. Smith not there. Gary Trent, Alex has got another hand on it, but it's out of bounds, Portland.
This is just a scenario. This may have been where he hurt his finger. He reaches in trying to steal the ball, and it must have jammed the finger on either the elbow
I think the shoe, maybe.
The shoe?
Yeah, look at that again.
Wow.
And I don't know, we could,
could have been anywhere.
It might have been the shoe on the kind of the follow-through, trying to slap it away. Or reaching for the ball. Anywhere could have happened. Here is Markieff lob. Dwight's there. Remember, he bent the backboard the other day. Kind of held on that one. Make sure he was all right. Super Mario Hezonja blows the layup.
What was he doing?
Why don't you throw it down? Is that what you're trying to say?
Either dunk it or just shoot it in. He made that shot so difficult.
Nobody's scored here yet in the quarter. We played nearly 2 minutes. Going to score right here. J.R. Smith goes all the way and scores.
You see Damian's got his pointer taped up.
Let's see if it is the shoe.
See, reaches in, and the follow through, he comes down and does the right foot kicking, or not kicking, but his hand, and oh yeah, it looks like it's maybe a dislocated pointer.
But again, as you said, it's not the shooting hand.
No, you put some tape on that bad boy, you're good to go.
You are playing.
Yeah, it's the playoffs, man.
Returning by your Lakers, number 18.
You know, speaking of Kobe Bryant, how many times did you see him dislocate it, and then Gary Vitti or whoever would pop it right back in?
Yeah, and they would try to say maybe you should come out, and he'd say, not happening. Not going to happen. And it didn't have to be the playoffs.
Nope.
He didn't want to come out
regular
of
season
any
in February.
Love that
against
guy.
anybody. If it was on his shooting hand, he'd just shoot with the left hand.
Well, he did that when he injured the right shoulder.
Once, twice off the rim, and Alex is going to get it. We should see the entire roster tonight, and pretty extensively here in the quarter. Oh, the bounce was there for Dwight, but he couldn't quite go down and get it.
Well, he was continuing to try to seal Gabriel, and that's where the angle of the pass came into play. Had J.R. Smith been able to take one more dribble to his right, it would have been an easy catch for Dwight.
Well, you look at LeBron's numbers, 10, 7, and 7, you go, all right. But trust me, he'll take this huge win tonight over any kind of big number game.
Oh,
this is exactly what the Lakers needed tonight.
Any player who's got any kind of winning attitude will do the same, but especially LBJ.
This has got to do a ton for the Lakers' confidence, too. Like, this is the team that we are. J.R. Smith, I think he wanted to go to
that was a
Dwight.
lob.
Yeah, the whole time. Now J.R.'s going to fire it from the corner. Got it! J.R. swish! 3. You show us, both you and LeBron.
I like the extra pass. I like the shot even better.
Chase down in the corner. Cross court, dangerous pass, and it's going to go off the hands of Jalen Adams.
Well, that's because it was, I think, deflected by Markieff.
Who,
no ricochet.
Yeah, put it off target. And that way it's tougher to catch. Going to see Quinn Cook in a moment for the Lakers. Mike, you got more on Dame Lillard.
Yeah, Bill, it's an update from the Blazers. They say that he had a left index finger dislocation. As you guys pointed out, that's what it looked like on the replay. He's not going to return tonight. The good news is x-rays are negative. Never, of course, want to see an injury on an opponent. So left index finger dislocation, will not return, x-rays negative.
Oh, what a pass from J.R.
To Alex, and he can't finish it off. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, thank you, Mike. So Dame Lillard, the MVP of the bubble, and he is out. As suspected, he would have been out anyway with the team down by 33. And one more time. Could have been there, could have been there.
I
Probably
think it was
the shoe.
I think it was the foot.
Yeah,
I think it was the shoe.
The foot. Yeah.
You called that one.
For the Lakers, for 28, Quinn Cook.
Yeah, you could see it happen.
Yeah, you can almost see it happening.
All right, so we've got a little under 8 to play in this one. Laker fans will be smiling. Not a whole lot to get upset about tonight. That one rattled in by Anthony Simons. You like him, don't you,
Yeah,
Stu?
remember that we played them in Portland? And he came in, and I mean, he just had no conscience.
He had 14-plus points 14 times. 2 of those were against the Lakers. Yeah, we've seen him put them up. You're absolutely correct.
He's just playing behind a very talented backcourt.
Yeah, and he bypassed college. He didn't go overseas. He trained full-time at the IMG Academy. And then when he was eligible, he turned pro.
Jared Dudley.
By the way, we want to thank Jared Dudley. He was on a Zoom call with the entire Lakers staff the day before the playoffs began. It was super cool. He pulled back the curtain a little bit of what the bubble life has been, and he really gave some inspiration to the entire Lakers staff. Jeannie Buss and Linda and everybody else was on. It was really nice of him. Very entertaining. 93-62.
7 minutes, and you just got both coaches, both teams are just hoping that in this final 7 minutes of a lopsided game, or any game for that matter, but you just don't want to see anybody get injured.
This is what the Lakers were doing for 8 games to get ready before the playoffs. When you really think about it, JR trying to get into some rhythm. Why not?
Yeah, that's what you have to do. I mean, one way you can get into a shooting rhythm is to shoot.
Get used to these backdrops at the Wide World of Sports complex. By the way, testing took place. Well, it takes place every day, but the report came out, and once again, no positives in all the testing. Count it.
4-point play.
Yeah, going to be a 4-point play is right for Simons.
Simons has been in the game for about 8 minutes, and he's already got up 4 shots, so you know what his mentality is. Timeout. Lakers up big.
Where LeBron has one of his lowest scoring points ever in the playoffs, it doesn't matter because he played well. The Lakers are dominating, and they're about to tie up Portland 1-1. Houston up 2-0. Nuggets and Jazz are tied. Mavs played great basketball last night. That series is tied up at 1. That's the Western Conference, and more playoffs tomorrow as we look at LBJ icing the knees. That's what you do when you're 35 and you got a ton of mileage, playoff mileage.
A lot of that is preventive players. You don't have to be in the league for 17 years to do it. It's just smart taking care of your body.
Well, Simons says, give me another free throw after knocking down a 3, and he has a 4-point play.
Been in the game for 9 minutes, has 8 points already.
Yeah, that's pretty much him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dudley is there with Waiters, Smith, Cook, and Howard, who is being held underneath. 6:28 remaining, 93-66. 66 for Portland. Far and away the number 1 offensive team in the bubble. And they've laid a serious egg here tonight, and give credit to the Laker defense.
Yeah, again, you got to give them credit. Blazers only shoot 34% from the field.
Quinn couldn't quite get that. Quinn Cook had a nice game against Indiana, one of his best offensive games of the year. Had 21 a couple of weeks ago against the Pacers. Speaking of the Pacers, they've got some work to do. They're down 2-0 to Miami in that series in the East. Yeah, there's basketball all day long for you hoopaholics. Every day. From Lake Buena Vista. This is one of 3 venues. They've kind of pared it down to a couple of venues now after utilizing 3 for the end of the regular season. Oh, that's a good move to get away from the defense. And the score by Jalen Horde.
He took his time, knocked down the 15-footer.
Horde from France, then played some college ball at Wake Forest. Duds, of course, a San Diego resident for so long. He was a Laker fan when he was down in San Diego.
Good ball movement by the Lakers.
Quinn's underneath.
Better shoot it
Inside
now.
out. Dudley for 3. And Portland's going to come up with it. We got 5.5 remaining. It's going to be volleyballed around.
Use up some clock. Don't get in a ragtag game.
Not like Laker fans need to be reminded, because it was a long 6 years not being in the playoffs. But this is going to end a drought, and it's going to end it in an emphatic way. Their last playoff win was in May of 2012. 8 years ago was the last Laker playoff win. of any kind.
That's a long time.
Yeah, a long time ago. 10-0 scoring run. 23-point game. Under 5 minutes to go. JR picks it up. Now Dwight Howard. Quinn Cook. Clock is your friend. So it's the score. Lob underneath to Dwight. And he throws it down. Good assist by Quinn.
Read by Quinn. He noticed that Gabriel was on the back of Dwight.
And Hazonia comes down quickly to score from Croatia. Realize he was the 5th pick in the draft. Three ball is knocked down.
Quinn Cook.
Yeah, he can get streaky. Super hot. Real quick.
Everybody that's played for the Lakers has scored except Dud. Dud's only taken one shot.
Lakers have a dozen threes. Again, this effort tonight coming off of their worst shooting night overall the entire season. It's going all the way back to last October. This is a year that started in China and is ending in Florida. And hopefully with the 17th title. But it's early and there's a long road ahead. JR, yes, knocks down another three. 101-72.
I know its game has been well decided, but it's just good for JR and the rest to see the ball go through the basket, especially if you're JR, because you haven't played in a long, long time.
Our friends at Nissan bring us the Lakers calendar. You can scratch the if necessary off Game 5 because we're going to have it. Again, the home team doesn't really matter, but the next two virtually will be a Portland home game Saturday. A reminder, it's ABC only, but we've got all the rest of the first round, starting with Kobe Day on Monday, 8:24. That'll be at 6 o'clock. Defense, defense, defense.
Yeah, and that's been a lot of the key to this game, whether it's blocking shots, getting in passing lanes, but it's helped the Lakers get into some of their transitional games, and that's really makes it easy for them because they see the ball go through, then the half court becomes a little bit easier to deal with.
It'll be the first time under 100 in the bubble for Portland. It was their first time below 110 in the bubble the other night. 101-72, just 3.5 to play as we run out the string and run out the clock. Back door all the way, lay it up and lay it in for Jalen Adams, who went to St. Bonnie's. Baltimore, Maryland product, went undrafted in 2018. Duds. See if he gets on the board. Does not. And behind the back and away from J.R. Smith. Spinning, blocked by Dwight. Out of bounds, it'll be Portland ball.
I think that's one of the biggest things young players have to overcome when they get into the league is that secondary defender is the guy that you also have to really become aware of because he gets a lot of the block shots.
Remember, this Portland team got into the playoffs as it is this year with a losing record below 500 as they hit a three. It's actually the 4th time that they've reached the postseason with a losing record. They were 35-39 and barely got in by barely beating Brooklyn to get into the play-in with Memphis. They survived the last second shot. Otherwise, they'd be home already. And they gave the Lakers fits in that game number 1. JR, a corner. JR, yes, sir.
Corner pocket, J.R. Smith.
Well done. 104-77. Stolen away. Long lead.
Too long.
Run down by Cook. JR.
No.
Is he going to make this? Yeah.
No.
That's what I was saying. I would have loved to have seen it. JR would love to make an impact. A huge impact at some point during this playoff run. A redemption for a couple of things that might have happened back the last time we saw him in the playoffs.
And he may.
Yeah. I mean, he was getting time, what, second quarter? He has been in some key games. Championship experience.
Yeah. 291 playoff games.
Quinn Cook, under 2 minutes to play. 104-77. And he can cure what ails you with that 3-ball if he gets hot. Quinn Cook, how about that shot? Spinning and scoring off the window.
How did he do that?
I love that.
A little jump hook almost.
So again, everybody who's played has scored except for Dudley. So we'll see if we can get him on the board here as Hazonia scores for Portland. Quinn Cook has 5 points in 6 minutes. Lob under to Dwight, trying to throw it down. Superman will go to the line.
That foul, charge number 35, Wenyan Gabriel. That is his 6th.
Well, Gabriel has just fouled out of the ball game.
Returning for the Trailblazers, number 2, Gary Trent.
So Gary Trent Jr. will have to come back in. So this Portland team, the core group, is the same group that last year made it all the way to the Western Conference Finals before they got swept by Golden State. Hey, Laker fans, want a chance to win a custom Laker jersey, a signed basketball, and more? Head to @Toyota SoCal on Instagram to enter the Toyota Ultimate Fans Sweepstakes. It's Toyota. We make it easy. Stick around after the game. Geeter and the crew, very entertaining. We'll break it all down for you.
That was the first missed free throw for the Lakers.
3-point basket.
They are 9 out of 10 for the game.
That's nice. During the year, they were the 3rd worst free throw percentage team. But I like this game as far as the flow, not only because the Lakers won, but just there were too many whistles the other night. Let's just put it that way. That one slammed home by Dwight Howard.
There won't be many whistles in the last few minutes of this one, or have been, I should say, because nobody's playing defense. They're just running up and down, firing it up.
Lakers led by as many as 33 in this game. They're on the ground. They battle. Put up and in. That's Jalen Horde again.
Under a minute.
Both these teams with a day off. Remember, it's a half an hour earlier, 5:30 on Saturday on ABC. Simons, no follow-up dunk. So it's going to look a little closer than it was. Still blowout proportions. 109-86.
Got to give the Lakers defense credit, you know. Since they've got to the bubble, the Blazers had averaged 123 points.
This was a shutdown game for Frank Vogel's purple and gold. And again, you'll hear all the interviews and the analysis on the postgame show, and then Backstage Lakers after that. 112-86 after the 3.
What was the whistle for?
Is it a TV timeout? I'm not 100% sure.
I don't know if there was.
3-point basket by Dion Waiters.
Dion hit the 3. Oh, they're going to call it a 2-point basket.
They stopped the game to do that. They normally just run by and it's nothing's normal, I guess.
Now Portland, let's see, they may jack one up here.
Oh yeah, well this is guys that don't play much. They're not worried about the score.
But now the Lakers will.
Oh, they'll definitely hatch this.
They will. They don't even have to bring it in the front court, ladies and gentlemen. The Lakers have won in one big. 111-88 AD, 31-11, leads a very balanced attack. So many players did so many things well tonight. It was a dominant victory for the Lakers. Wasn't wire to wire, but it was darn close. They played really, really well. The bench had 41. They shot 48%, and this series is knotted up at 1 apiece. All right, Stu. See you in a few days. For Stu and Mike, I'm Bill McDonald. So long. Make sure to catch the next Laker telecast Saturday at 5:30 on ABC. That's the Lakers-Blazers Game 3. We'll see you again on Monday here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Check it now with Access Sportsnet Lakers before and after the game for additional coverage. And right now, driven by your Southern California Honda dealers.